What a play, play after play after play.
And there it is.
And she is taking over.
Love that.
He's got a lot of room to run.
The greatest conference in the country is showing out tonight, gentlemen.
Wow.
Home run.
That's number one on SportsCenter right there.
Daquan Davis into the paint, and he puts it in for a 2-point lead. Your WCAC champions. Thank you for being with us on a great Saturday afternoon in the WCAC. Live from St. John's College High School, home of the Cadets, as they play host to the Good Counsel Falcons in a regular season battle at two of the finest football programs the WCAC has to offer. The defending champ Cadets putting it on the line against Andy Stefanelli and a ferocious Falcon squad. I'm joined by Kevin Ricca.
Opening weekend in the league. The sun has come out, and we are ready to rock and roll here. This is what it's all about. This is the real season.
Tim Strachan.
You were in line about this being a great fall day for football. The day started off kind of rough with that rain, but the clouds have parted. The sun has come out, and this is going to be an old-school, hard-nosed fought football game and a great way to start off the WCAC season.
We got a little bit of wind moving around, but its sun is out. The rain is gone. We're going to talk about a couple of these players we came here to see. We're going to start on the away sidelines, guys. And number 7, Dylan Jones. We've had the pleasure and honor of watching him grow into the football player that he is, the running back out of Olney, getting it done for Andy Stefanelli.
And this is somebody that can score from Olney. He can score on any part of the field. We saw him go 82 weeks ago. We've seen him go against St. John's in multiple years. This guy makes house calls on the regular.
He's everything that is advertised, and you'll see him between the tackles, and if he gets out in the space, he can put on the speed as well.
Senior wide receiver Elijah Moore, another player we've had a chance to put our eyeballs on for the entirety of his career. He has matured, and he looks the part of a senior.
He sure does. Dylan Jones heading to Wisconsin. Mr. Elijah Moore heading to Florida State. This is one of the top players in the state of Maryland. It feels like he's been out there for about 15 years playing wideout, doesn't it?
I just watched him snagging one-handed passes all game long, all pregame long.
At safety, Fahim Delane, the talented junior for this talented Falcon defense, and the senior linebacker Aaron Childs. Both of these players will be headlining Andy Stefanelli's hard-nosed, physical defense.
And don't forget about speed.
Don't forget about speed. They got it in spades. Let's go over to the St. John's sidelines. It's going to be a man doing all of it today. Dejon Riggs.
Dink, they call him, and he might be dinking and dunking out there. He might be throwing it, running it, catching it. He's going to do all three of those, and he does it at a very high level. The senior running back heading to Oregon.
The other senior running back, C.K. Blount, lining up at running back today for the Cadets.
Yeah,
Bruiser,
Blunt,
big body.
He's going to be important because Riggs is going to have to move over into the quarterback spot with French out, and now C.K. Blount is going to have to take over a lot of those carries from the running back spot today.
And T just let the cat out of the bag there, but we're going to find that out in a few minutes.
Yes. But as the color guard comes on the field, we got two more names on the defensive side, Monte Whedon and Tyreek Hare, the senior and junior respectively. We're going to remove our hats as we let Kurt take over for the color guard to come on the field. We'll get an anthem, we'll get a prayer, a sportsmanship creed, and we're going to play some ball.
Pray for us. Forever.
Please direct your attention to the right side of the St. John's sideline for the presentation of colors of the St. John Cadet Corps Color Guard team. Today's team is led by Cadet Officer Caitlin Brown. Carrying the American flag is Lucas Serra. Carrying the St. John's flag is Barry Whiteford. American Rifle is Matthew Walsh. And School Rifle is Renee Catalino. The students of St. John's Cadet Corps have proudly displayed the nation's colors at events and galleries for over 100 years. And now to honor America, playing of our national anthem.
It's going to be a good one today. Man, the weather looks great. Kevin already pointed it out. Far side of the field, the leaves are changing. It's fall. It's time for some WCAC football, and it doesn't get any better than Andy Stefanelli versus Pat Ward. Andy Stefanelli, 6th year as head coach of Good Counsel. I believe his 16th year on the sidelines for the Falcons. He spent a decade coaching under Bob Malloy. Coach Pat Ward, I believe this is his 4th season as head coach, 23rd overall. He's been around for a hot second. You'd be hard pressed to find two more respected folks, not just in their own communities, but in the league community overall. Man, everyone roots for these guys. It's fun to watch them play against each other.
And two great friends of ours and two just outstanding human beings, and these are the guys leading these two programs, and that's very lucky for both men on both sidelines. Absolutely.
Good Counsel's going to get the ball first. We're going to look at that offense led by Mr. Weaver. That Good Counsel offense is, I mean, again, we're talking about it's the beginning of the real season, but we're going to see where he's at, and we believe he's somewhere.
It really starts, though, with Dylan Jones. You're going to get a huge dose of him, but Weaver has the ability to put that ball up downfield. And really, in these games, because it's going to be such a hard-nosed game between the tackles, the team that has those big plays, those big explosive plays, and Good Counsel certainly has that ability.
And watch out on this kickoff return. JoJo Williams won't get the chance here. But JoJo Williams has a recurring this year, and so does Fahim Delane. Keep an eye on that today. 2 house calls from the kickoff return team. That would be huge in a game like this today, especially knowing what's at stake.
Gavin Kennelly, the kicker for St. John's, wearing number 85.
His 2 big weapons outside, Frankie. Demarion Folks and Elijah Moore, as good as it gets, but as they're split wide to the right.
Dylan Jones in the backfield. Weaver in the shotgun. First handoff of the day.
Not a shocker.
He dropped for a short gain.
And Monte Wheaton decided this game's going to be played with the utmost physicality on play one, coming out and meeting Dylan Jones in the hole. That's going to be quite a collision to watch all afternoon.
2nd and 7 for the Falcons.
We should be sore just watching these kids after the end of this game, how physical it's going to be inside.
Weaver to throw. He's got a guy deep. Perfect throw and catch. Frankie Weaver with the connection.
Kobe Ellis, number 23, with the big play out of the gates. Sophomore wide receiver broke wide open on a missed coverage, blown coverage out there.
Got a man down at the end of the play. It looks like Elijah Moore, who was getting down there maybe to help do some blocking.
That's the big explosive play that Good Counsel's capable of getting. They just haven't seen a whole lot of them this year, but that's what Dylan Jones does, right? Everybody expects him to get the ball inside. Good Counsel relying on that and being able to go over the top early with the biggest play of the game already.
What a dime by Frankie.
Yeah.
Good
separation by the wide receiver. And you're right, Kevin. He put it right on the money.
Couldn't have been anywhere else. That's how you want to start the day off right there.
And that's huge for his confidence for the rest of the game, to have that big of a play this early on.
Hopefully Elijah shakes that off, hustling downfield, trying to make an extra block for the team.
Off the field, under his own power. We'll keep an eye on that. Cadet defense now in the red zone, defending the red zone. We'll see how the Falcons attack it.
Well, Andy Stefanelli looked up at the booth and winked because we named every other person on the offense besides Kobe Ellis, and he comes out of the gates with a huge play. But Frankie stood in that pocket. I wanted to get off early and talk about this Good Counsel offensive line. There's a young man by the name of Kyle Altuner playing right tackle. 4th year in the league. Is there a more battle-tested player in the country?
No.
Dylan Jones, man in the backfield and dropped immediately. Monte Wheaton again.
Woo.
That's one way to get your red zone defense started.
He is built. He's just one gigantic muscle. Heading to Cincinnati, making tackles like that. The explosion. Look how quick he gets to the point of attack.
And if you're going to stop Dylan Jones, you stop him before he even gets started. That is a huge tackle for loss. What a way to bounce back for St. John's.
Weaver, give to Jones. He makes some, well, he gets in the air. He's about making a man miss. He got up in the air.
Tariq Hayer.
Yeah, Tariq Hayer was there. About 3rd and 8 here. Inside the 20.
Tariq Hayer, good thing he got a piece of that ankle right there, because you've seen Dylan Jones put a foot down and cut and scoot into that end zone easily, but that's why he's got offers all over the place. Tariq, Wisconsin, Charlotte, Georgia Tech, Kansas, Penn State, and about 2 dozen more, and I'll stop right there, but kid's a heck of a player.
Just to name it.
There you go.
Out to his right, he'll be dropped. That's the end zone.
That might take it out of voting. That might take it out of the red zone to start. Now they're outside of the red zone. It's so important to get those red zones.
Weaver's coming
The
back.
closing
Stays on.
speed by D'Angelo Bowden there.
You
He
could
got
see
there quick and in a hurry.
Coach Stefanelli turned around, looked at his special teams coach. I think they made a quick decision that they were out of field goal range.
Well, it'd be a 50-some yarder if they tried.
Well, there's no Elijah Moore on the field, which hurts them right here. The 6'5", 200-pounder is a guy you'd like in this situation. Keep an eye on Demarion Folks out here, spread wide right.
I feel a screen coming on, fellas.
We got to delay a game here on the Falcons. They're going in the wrong direction. And you got to guard against a big mistake here. You don't want to give St. John's much better field goal position than this, or field position than this.
I still feel a screen here.
Ellis in motion, Weaver throw. He's going for the end zone. That ball is picked off in the end zone. It's going to be brought back out of the end zone. He's at the 10, gets out to the 15, makes his way to the 20. Out of bounds, almost at the original line.
Penalty flags flying everywhere. There's some business at the end of the run.
Shamar McIntosh.
We're used to seeing that from the First Amendment sports. McIntosh getting his hands on the ball and making a huge play for the St. John's defense.
You got to love it for the kid, battling back from that brutal injury a year ago, starting to find his place on this defense and starting to feel comfortable again, showing right there what a playmaker he is.
Big takeaway, keeping points off the board.
Yeah, that's
this opening drive for Good Counsel.
Big for St. John's because of the huge play that Good Counsel had to put them in position to put points on the board, and then St. John's defense doing a great job of just playing that run, getting that big tackle for loss, then the huge sack, backing Good Counsel up, and they have to go for it on fourth down. And it's essentially a punt, that interception, but it's a huge boost for the St. John's team to come up with that interception.
And to come up with some field position, T, because as we mentioned in the pregame, Isaiah French will be out today as the quarterback at St. John's. Isaiah French took a brutal hit in Massillon last week's game, and it's not time for him to come back just yet. And St. John's is going to come out of the gates right now. We're going to see the all-everything tailback, Dejan Riggs, starting the game today at quarterback for the Cadets.
And how about that for field position? The Good Counsel gets another 15 tacked on.
A huge boost.
1st and 10, 45-yard line. St. John's 45-yard line. Dejan Riggs will get his first snap at quarterback of the day. And there are a lot of Falcons in the box. To give around the left side. Gain of 0. Might have lost a half a yard.
And make no mistake about Dejan Riggs at the quarterback position. It comes off of his hand. He can spin it. He has an incredible talent to throw the ball. He throws it as good as most quarterbacks in this area. So St. John's isn't going to do too much different offensively. You might not see him throw it as much, but we'll find out.
Jason Woods with the carry on 1st and 10. It'll be 2nd and 10.
And there's Darian Mayo on the stop for Good Counsel, the Clemson commit.
Keeper here for Riggs. He tries the middle. He'll get a hard-earned 3.
St. John's is going to have to find a way to run the ball, and so far Good Counsel says we don't have to let you figure that out just yet, because 4 yards on 2 carries is not going to get it done today. 3rd and long is going to be a difficult spot for the Cadets offense to be in.
But you said, Kevin, you actually got to see Riggs throwing the ball around. He's not just a runner. When he's back there as quarterback, he can put the ball in the air.
It's bizarre. It comes off his hand. He flicks the wrist. He's got quite the talent.
Well, we've seen him play quarterback at spots last year and this year.
Four wide receivers. Riggs to throw. He tucks and runs. First down and then some. He's at the 30, 20-yard line. 10, he's going to be dropped inside the 10 as he showed pass, tucked, tried the middle, and then put on some afterburners. He got ahead of every single Falcon on defense.
He had the stance. He had the look. But we also forgot he's a running back. And he just showed it right there.
That's going to be tough to deal with. You're going to have to contain him in that pocket somehow, some way.
Flashing the speed on offense. You get a sense, by the way, number 1, Fahim Delay for Good Counsel. There's not a lot of people that are going to run past him.
Well,
I mean, he got there quick, fast, and in a hurry.
When your choices are Ohio State, Georgia, and Alabama,
anybody,
then I think you're going to be pretty good out there.
Yeah, he looked it.
Number 3 safety in the nation, and it seems to me like he's not happy about that. He wants that 1 spot, fellas.
It's going to be a timeout for the Cadets as the offense set up just at the 8-yard line. They got 8 yards to get in, and this, as bad as 3rd and long is for this Cadets offense, inside the 10 offense for Pat Ward's team is where they want to be and what they feel like they can get done. I mean, that offensive line's got a lot of beef on it, and you're putting the ball in the hands of your best guy right off the snap.
Well, he's going to get it over and over today. He's going to be at the heart of every offensive play call. But keep an eye on Brayon Williams, number 0, and Cinque Blunt, number 5. This three-headed running back arsenal. All three of them play multiple spots. They can all catch it. Coach Ward's going to have to get fancy down here. Antoine Bailey coming up with something in the red zone here to make Dejon Riggs feel comfortable.
Kevin, you know about statistics, right? The red zone statistics right now. Good Counsel, 0 for 1. St. John's has an opportunity now, knocking on the door to put points on the board.
Keeper Riggs. And he'll lose a yard.
Slow developing play. Good Counsel stayed at home.
Flag
we got
at
a
the
flag
end.
flying here. And
Second
another
flag.
one. He threw the hat off. I'm not sure what comes next, guys.
You know what? I don't know.
Let's just everybody calm down before the referee takes anything else off.
He's got some shoes and socks, thankfully. Unsportsmanlike offense, unsportsmanlike defense. Those are both dead ball offsetting fouls. It will still be 2nd and 9 from the 9, I believe.
I think there was the possibility of some unsavory language being shared, but just a guess.
Yeah, and hey, listen, it looked like the flag came out right away, and the St. John's players were pointing at Good Counsel, and the guy who threw the referee who threw the flag was looking right at a kid in red and tossed the hat.
It looked like both of them were, I thought for a second there they both were going to be against St. John's, which would take them out of the red zone.
All right. Everything we saw didn't happen. They canceled each other out.
Well, at the end of it, it's a 1-yard loss. Tackle for a loss for the Good Counsel Falcons.
McAfee and Woods wide left.
Look at this bunch formation to the right.
The throw to Blunt, and he powers his way into the end zone. That's going to be a touchdown for the Cadets. They're on the board first as they convert, and the big man, number 5, met at the 2-yard line and fights his way in.
Dejon Riggs been playing quarterback all week. That was a dream come true for the St. John's staff to have Dejon come down, lead him a touchdown pass to start the game off from Dejon Riggs. Running back to running back, Cinque Blunt. You're not stopping him at the goal line.
And how about that head-to-head match up there on the goal line between Blunt and Delane. I mean, that's some big-time football right there between two kids that are going to be playing well past the high school level.
No doubt about it. That was a collision.
Mark Bova in the flagmobile, blowing the smoke. Oh.
That might have been a little smoke in the eye situation from the flagmobile.
Cadets 7, Falcons 0. 5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. It hasn't been without its bright spots for both of these offenses as Good Counsel right away on a huge play.
And how about the play design by Antoine Bailey? Going tight bunch right. Antoine Bailey, a Hall of Famer going in this fall on November 4th. Congratulations, Coach. What an excellent teacher, tutor, and all-around great guy here.
Yep.
Fellas, he's one of the greatest St. John's football players in the history of the school. And he came up with something nice there in the red zone for his senior but first-time quarterback in this conference.
Yeah, that's why I pointed out that bunch formation. It looked like they wanted to, do something there, and they just get confused. You don't know who's going where, who's going to break out. Great design.
Kick is up, and it's deep through the end zone.
That's how you eliminate any special teams weapons.
Marion Folks won't have a chance to bring it out.
And special teams, when your quarterback is out, you got to hyper-focus on teams right then and there. You cannot avoid any slip-ups. Excellent job by St. John's special teams so far today. But it's going to come up again. There's going to be a play made in special teams today that's going to affect the outcome of this game. St. John's having tremendous success with the quickness, blitzing those A-gaps, guys. They're getting there too fast for Good Counsel to get anything going in the run game. Dylan Jones is barely getting out of his stance with the ball in before he's accepting the collision from the linebacking staff, usually 44, Monte Whedon, who came to play today.
Yeah,
loss of 2 on first down and bring up 2nd and 12, T.
That's twice that Dylan's been able to not even take one step after receiving the ball. That's some serious penetration by that St. John's defense.
Weaver to throw. And Elijah Moore cuts left, and he's battling.
Oh, man.
He's battling. He got dinged up on that first play, and he's not. You hate to see it.
I do hate to see it.
He's one of our favorite players ever since he got into the league. We've been watching him suit up since a freshman.
He's an absolute stud. That's a huge loss for Good Counsel if he's not able to go 100%. But I will say, Frankie Weaver, you give him that much time, he's going to find the open man. St. John's got to figure out a way to get a little pass rush going the same way they got the run game going.
Yeah, you see Moore on the sidelines, frustrated right now, trying to figure it out.
The guy's a 4-star, man. This is the number 6 player in the state.
3rd and 12. Weaver to throw. He's under pressure, and he's going to be dropped in the backfield. He holds on to the ball. It'll bring up 4th and long. We got a flag now. We'll see who the flag's on. It was definitely a dead ball foul. Good counsel. And now there's another
took his
flag.
hat off again. This guy's.
Now, if the second foul is on the offensive lineman, it's going to be an offsetting. Nothing will change. It will be as if nothing actually happened. We'll see what happened. But this guy's hat toss is elite. I mean, this is 2 times in the first quarter, and he's got some air underneath it. It's spinning. It's a great hat toss.
Also, Nicholas Dowdo, the center for Good Counsel. Great catch of the flag. Did you catch that?
He snagged it?
He snagged it out of midair.
You know what else Dell snagged?
I've never seen that before.
He also snagged an offer from Delaware State on Thursday this week. His first one. Congratulations, young man.
He likes to snag things. He's doing a good job of it.
Yeah, well,
all right, here we get the call.
Snagging a free education might be the best snag of the year.
On sportsmanlike defense, on sportsmanlike offense, they will offset. It is 4th down. Nothing that you saw actually happened except for the hat toss.
Stop that.
The hat's back on his head.
Just stop that. That's what it means.
Just stop.
How about St. John's defense, fellas? One big play early, everything else has gone their way.
They're winning the battle in the trenches for sure right now.
Wind in the face of the punter. St. John's looks to field. That's going to bounce. It's going to stop right at about the 44-yard line. Cadets will have great field position in Good Counsel territory. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line, and that's where they'll go to work.
Dangerously close to blocking that punt. Keep an eye on that moving forward.
And Kevin, I did not see, or T, who is back to receive that for St. John's? I couldn't tell. We'll get it could have been Dejan, but I couldn't tell.
They have a rotation back there.
They
but,
sure did.
You know, I'm not saying anything. I was waiting for T to chime in. Apparently, we weren't paying attention.
Most likely Reese Williams, who's the second.
Okay, we got going to be a different snap here, and it's going to be a handoff, double handoff around the left side.
What a play. That was cool. I'm telling you, Antoine Bailey said, my starting quarterback's out. Time to go back to the lab.
The freshman,
come up with some business.
Tyreek Powell gets the second handoff.
That's about as innovative a counter as you're ever going to see.
Brayon Williams shifted from Riggs left to shotgun formation. Quick handoff to Riggs. And then the reverse to the freshman. Powell picks up a 1st down for Cadets. 29-yard line.
Remember that name. You're going to be saying it quite a lot the next few years.
Woods in motion. He'll set up on the right side.
How about that with the backup quarterback? A little hard count. Try to get him jump off sides.
Riggs looking to throw. And he gets it off. Jason Woods makes a man miss. Makes 2 men miss. That ball's loose.
Out.
And it looks like St. John's
recovers. It's a good-looking throw as Riggs dodging defensive ends. And let's be honest, you're a defensive end for Andy Stefanelli. You got size, you got strength, you got speed. It ain't easy to dodge those guys. And he put a throw on the money to Jason Woods.
You got to watch how he throws the ball. I'm going to tell you, he's going to drive T nuts. His feet are never in the right place, his hips, because he's a tailback. But that arm strength, that flick of the wrist.
That's why he's not going to drive me nuts, because he's a running back playing a different position.
The council showing a little bit of extra here.
But a great way to just extend the play a little bit, give yourself that extra second to get your guy open.
Riggs over the left side.
Not much doing out there.
Delane on the tackle. Going to be second, and they can pick up a first down inside the 1-yard line, but for all intents and purposes.
C.J. Kuba Taylor in on the play as well, number 5, the 6'3", 220-pound linebacker.
Big boys. Riggs to throw.
Some touch.
Over the top.
Now that should have been offensive pass interference. An excellent play by St. John's receiver, number 17. I mean, that ball was completely underthrown. He did exactly what you're supposed to be.
Darius Collins.
Miles McAfee, Scrap McAfee, the freshman, they just threw a fade to. He went up there and made sure the D-back, who was in perfect coverage, couldn't come down with that ball and didn't get the call.
Even the best quarterbacks, that's the tough pass.
Yep.
Right? Put some touch on it, give your guy a chance. That shows a lot of confidence that they have in Riggs.
They want to get to a little flood situation out of this tight bunch. Get Dejan running on the move. Run pass option coming this way.
Riggs puts the ball in the back of the end zone. Going to be incomplete.
He took a shot when he threw that ball.
A little jump pass action, taking it back to the old school.
Well, look at this. I mean, you got two guys bearing down on you. One of them, the Clemson commit, who just looks unbelievable out on that football field in Mayo.
Reese Williams, 49. The intended receiver, and St. John's will look to pad their first quarter lead.
Darian Mayo does look the part.
Oh, my God.
6'7", 250.
I mean,
I was talking to his dad, Al, before the game.
Kick is blocked.
That was Delane who got his hands on it.
I told you special teams was going to be a factor.
Unreal. That is a huge play for this Good Counsel team.
I want to see that again.
There was the snap was mishandled. I'm not sure what happened, but the snap was mishandled. It took a second to develop. They had to wait to kick it, and Good Counsel wasted no time making sure 3 points was no good.
That was the replay of Ellis's big play at the beginning of the first quarter.
Big players make big plays in big games, and Delane just made one of the biggest ones right there.
Good Counsel go to work, 1st and 10 from their own 30-yard line.
What a huge momentum swinging play this could be.
Weaver under center this time. Dylan Jones.
Coach Stefanelli's adjustment is to go to the I formation, get a fullback up there to slow down that St. John's defensive pressure.
Well, I think that's his number one switch. Is he always goes to the I formation and says, "Guys, we're going to go back to the 80s real quick and just pound this ball because that's what we do best."
I don't think we've seen the last of.
Then again, you are the one, Kevin, that nicknamed him
Air Raid Andy is still on the sidelines.
Why are we bringing up old stuff?
Flag is going to go against Good Counsel. They'll get
fair.
Moved back 5 yards, and I believe it'll remain first down. I didn't see the call. Might have been an illegal shift.
I got to get the story from Stefanelli about those numbers they have on the sidelines they're signaling in.
Dylan Jones. He'll try to pick up the he picks up most of the penalty yards. It'll be second and about 10.5. As those are, every yard is hard earned for Dylan Jones against this defense so far.
I think Good Counsel's got to find a way to try to get to the edge. Right now, getting between the tackles is not being very productive, but getting to the edge might be.
2nd and 11. Hand off to Jones, straight up the middle. Met in the hole by Ian Ellis, the sophomore.
This is an adjustment period here. Frankie Weaver has looked out wide right for his entire career and seen Elijah Moore and the senior leader. You know, when you're 6'5", 200 and run like he does, that's a huge part of your offense. 3rd down and long, I think it's time. They took a look at number 2, Demarion Folks.
I believe we're going to get another timeout. Second timeout of the first half. Charge to St. John's.
Another guy, Kevin and Ken, that might get a little bit of play now with Elijah Moore out. Danny Bonato, who's been kind of hampered with an ankle injury last couple of weeks, getting his first shot, feeling 100%.
He's gotten, I'd say, at least 80 to 90% of the snaps so far. He hasn't come off the field too much for this offense. Number 18 for the Falcons. Someone's going to have to step up.
Johnny came over here and introduced us to the whole family. I mean,
the whole family was here. It was a Bonato family reunion.
He was giving us statistics on all his kids. He's just such a, loves his kids. Great to see him.
Well, whether it's Danny or Demarion or someone's going to have to fill the role of number 4. Fill the hole that guy's leaving. And you can look over on the sidelines, you see the seniors.
Well, I'm just happy to be here, and that's another dad from the Good Counsel sidelines helping me out. Thank you, Jeremy Colville, the father of Jake Colville. Does a great job with Chris Warts running the MoCo Football League. Rescheduled my game to a later time this evening so I could be here with you guys, and I'm much appreciative. Thanks for everything you do for the league and for what you did for me today. Appreciate it, fellas.
Weaver to pass. He's going deep, and he's got a man. It's Folks wide open. He's at the 20. He's gone. Touchdown, Falcons. No flags on the field.
I do not see what happened in that backfield, but there was a collision.
They collided.
Yes.
I told you, keep an eye on Demarion, folks. This kid is a special player, and he's a burner. You give Frankie time, he drops it in there perfectly, and you can see right there the St. John's defensive backs got their legs tangled up, and you can't get your legs tangled up when you're trying to guard number 2. He's just too fast.
No excuses. Still 6 for Good Counsel. And boy, did they need that big play. Again, they lead the department right now. Or actually, no, I think it's 2-2 in explosive plays for these two squads.
This is a kid his father is a Hall of Famer at App State, all-time leading receiver. Devon Folks. His mother played for Trinidad Soccer. His cousin, DeMarcus Beasley, they got some athletic genes in that family.
In there, yeah.
And as he crossed the goal line, you saw a little nod to the family genetics, and he hit that tape, ducked that head after he finished.
I mean,
like it was a 100-yard dash.
That was not easy, right? He had to wait for that ball.
Yep.
Weaver had gotten hit while he threw it, so the ball was a little bit short, and he had to turn on those jets. There's some speed on this St. John's team, but he pulled away.
And that's essentially a 10-point swing as St. John's has their field goal blocked, and then Good Counsel takes it down and scores 7.
Yeah, you can't underscore how much that block really meant for this Good Counsel squad.
That's Demarion's 5th touchdown of the season. 3 of them are from 47 yards or further.
Wow.
So that's the big play guy right there, and they sure needed it, and he pulled it out. And like T said, to catch that ball and have to restart, he showed his burst.
I mean, I knew there was going to be talent on this field. I'm overly impressed with the talent that I've seen. On both sides.
Yeah, this is why you ask the guys in your league to change the game time for you. You can't miss this one.
Up the middle return. It's going to be good field position for the Cadets. 30-yard return for Jason Woods.
Another burner. 10-7 in the 100. Just, you want
done.
size, we got it. You want speed,
so
it's right here.
So many athletes on St. John's side of the ball, right?
On both sides, man. You know it. And speaking of which, there's 16 of these athletes playing in the Maryland-Ohio State game today. 4 from St. John's and 4 from Good Counsel. That's a whole lot, man.
Wow.
That's a whole lot.
Need an update on that game.
I was counting on you for that, T.
I'm working on it.
Riggs gives to Blunt, and a good first down gain, as it'll be 2nd and 5.
St. John's and Good Counsel have a lot of similarities at the college level. You look over at Michigan, Quentin Johnson starting safety. You got, man, Chris Jenkins, who's going to be a first rounder. I mean, it's remarkable. You also got at Notre Dame, DJ Brown and Cam Hart starting in the secondary. One from St. John's, one from Good Counsel. It makes sense. It just makes sense when you see what you see right here.
And that'll do it after 1 quarter. Zone knotted up, 7-7. Can't say it wasn't exciting. Both teams performing on offense. I mean, there's been big plays at every level. We have an interception on defense. We got a field goal blocked. We got long pass plays. We got running backs throwing touchdown passes to running backs.
It's just
what else do you want?
No, I have the explosive plays, 2 for St. John's, 2 for Good Counsel. Only Good Counsel has that touchdown coming off the heels of that special teams play. So you got to kind of give maybe just a little bit of a nod right now to the bigger explosive plays to Good Counsel, who needed it, having not scored in the red zone on their opening drive.
Yeah, they didn't convert on that first big play to Ellis. Ellis got the ball all the way down there, and they weren't able to convert. Folks took it the distance. Shout out to Kurt, DJing, always bringing it.
Yeah, you feel like busting loose, don't you, Ken?
I do. You know how I feel about Chuck. Riggs to throw. He's got Woods.
You got to catch that one.
You hate to throw the suns in his eyes, but that was, if you look at the shadows, that's where that ball was coming from.
Yep. Nice touch from the running back, RB1, QB1. Play clock at 15.
Oh, we got the play clocks working today.
Oh, yeah, T. It's a banner day. It's a Chamber of Commerce day.
Got to snap it.
Riggs to throw. Gets it out.
Excellent
receiver
coverage.
Was Reese Williams. Like you said, Kev, good coverage.
Colin Douglas on the coverage, playing aggressive downhill ball.
Yeah, and also it's just Riggs not being used to the position, right? He has that half a second he waits. You don't want to throw that ball out there to the sidelines like that late.
Now St. John's punting into the wind.
Leave Patel back for the Cadets. High snap, handled. Delane was there and definitely impacted it as the ball will bounce back down.
That snap caught up in the air. It was a bit of a high floater. It took forever.
Yeah, and he had players right in his face. Unfortunately, that's going to be about a
4-yard net.
a 4-yard net. Yeah.
It was interesting. I mean, Delane was past the punter by the time he put the ball down to punt. Just a tough special teams play. It's a couple special teams plays that have not gone St. John's way here in the first half, and it set up Good Counsel again in Cadet territory to go to work. And if you're Mike Ward, you got to say, hey, we've contained number 7. Got to get things together in the defensive backfield.
Well, when your 7's that good,
Yeah.
that's what opens up your passing game.
Dylan Jones. Monte Whedon. Gain of 5.
Still doesn't go down.
Monte Whedon's going to finish with 20 tackles today at this pace.
Love the way he fills a hole. He plays with such intensity.
And he's tackling a top 10 running back in the nation.
Cincinnati, right?
He's going to Cincinnati, yes, sir. And
they're lucky.
And Dylan Jones heading to Wisconsin. They're just as lucky.
They're lucky because, Cincinnati's a very, very good program in their own right, but there were so many other teams that could have gotten him. They are so lucky to have that guy.
Weaver in the shotgun. Handing off to Jones over the left side. And he'll be dropped for a loss of about 1. And that'll bring up 3rd down.
They're out there running left, and I would too if I had a 6'8 and a half, 330-pound left tackle. Iden Buchanan, 3-star, top 25 player in the state, offered by Maryland, Boston College, Wisconsin, Miami, and West Virginia.
He looks the part, doesn't he?
He sure does.
Yeah, if you can't find him, just look for the biggest guy on the field.
3rd and 6. Weaver out to the flat to Dylan Jones. Makes one man miss, and he powers his way for a gain of 2. It'll bring up 4th down. Decision time for Stefanelli as the ball will sit right at the 36-yard line.
Not the guy you want to be stuck in the open field having to tackle.
That was tough.
This is a gray area in high school, right? A little too far for a field goal, although are they going to bring on the field goal unit?
No, it
think
looks
this
like
is the
they're
punt
bringing on
team.
punt team. Looks like Drew Wolven is coming in.
Yeah, that's a hard decision. Surprised he maybe didn't even try to go for it there.
Well, you pin him deep. You got the wind at your back.
Drew is standing on this exact spot in warm-ups, and he was routinely putting it inside the 5. We got a flag down. Good-looking punt going into the end zone. It'll be a touchback, and we'll see what the flag is. It looked like
with
maybe
the play continuing, it's usually on the defense.
a shift. Well, we could see. I thought it was a shift.
You're right.
It's going to be on Good Counsel. They're asking
Right.
St. John's if they want to take it at the 20 or make them re-kick it
Well,
with the penalty.
Pat knows better. Drew Wolven probably going to get you a similar. If you give him another chance, he could pin you inside the
Right.
20. You probably take it at the 20, right? That penalty will be declined. 1st and 10, St. John's. And a good stop by the Cadet defense. Licking their wounds from the big play.
Only a net of about 15 yards, if that.
Ten on the play clock. Riggs with the handoff. Around the left side with some room to run.
It looked like a
And
face
Brayon
mask.
Williams.
They did get it at the end
Yeah, it
on
looked like
Fahim Delane.
His
Delane.
head dipped down as he was going down. It looks like maybe it inadvertently caught the face mask.
It was a 14-yard gain by Brayon Williams.
With a monster stiff arm to extend the run, and then he got
Yes.
face masked at the end.
And they'll move the sticks.
It's just another example of the physicality of this game in particular.
And that's a big field position change as the first down stick will sit right at St. John's 49-yard line. Just about 9 minutes to go here in the first half. Clock on the move. Brayon Williams stays in the backfield with Riggs. Check that. He's in the H-back spot. Woods in motion.
Got 5 seconds on the clock.
Just get the snap away. Riggs ducking and covering, and he fights his way back for about a 5-yard sack. He was deep, and he'll get dropped by, I don't know who was there first. There was a number of Falcons in on the play. I know Darian Mayo was one of them.
You kind of feel for Riggs being put in this position because it's so much. It's one thing to do it in practice, to try and get your timing down and stuff, but it's another thing to do it in a game, full speed when you got guys on the other side coming to try and kill you in the backfield there. It just feels a little different. It takes a while to get used to at that speed.
2nd and 14. Little shuffle pass to Brayon Williams. He's over the right side. The flag again.
Another face mask, and
Delane kind of jumped and went high on that tackle.
I'm not sure what he's trying to go for the ball or something.
this was very the little shovel pass into
What a great
Brayon
design,
Williams. It's
yes.
a cool play. The jump face mask there is going to get the call.
It looked like he was trying to go over the top to try and maybe knock the ball loose.
And that's a
Yeah,
second,
I think he
I
was.
believe, 14-yard gain by
It looked
Brayon
awkward.
Williams on his own. And it'll turn into a plus 15 again.
Brayon Williams is showing you a little bit of his arsenal right now. He's got serious quicks, and he runs the ball hard. How about the ground that Fahim Delane covers?
I mean, it's unbelievable.
It is special.
Great design play, though. A little, fake one way, little shovel pass underneath. You're right. Antoine Bailey's doing a great job of pulling out some little, I don't even call them trick plays. It's just a little bit different design.
Looks like the face mask was not called.
Interesting. The flag, there was a flag, but they must have
There's
picked
2
it up.
flags, yep.
Williams again, working the right side.
What a cut.
And he puts his foot down and gains 7 or 8 yards. It's going to be 2nd and short.
That wasn't a jump cut. That was just a stop and
Yes,
go.
it really was. They talk about vision here and trust in your athleticism.
There is one cut and up.
Shoulder square, and let's go.
Great blocking on the offensive line there. Riggs keeping around the right side. And he'll make a cut.
The backyard football pump fake to get the guy in the air to go get that first down. I
enough.
like it.
It was
First
enough
down.
for the first down.
How many times as a running back what did he think to himself, I would love to just pump fake it here?
Matt Seal went for the pump fake. You can see him on the sidelines.
1st and 10.
He always does. He goes for the fake every time.
Got him.
Just about 6.5 to go here in the first half. Tie ball game. Blunt and Williams in. 3 running backs for the Cadets. Getting everything done here for Coach Ward. Keeper for Riggs up the middle. He's got some room.
They just faked a speed option and ran a belly. And it just, Antoine Bailey, he's always got a backpack on, and now I know why. He doesn't want anyone getting in there and finding out all those secrets.
And this is the second time in a row the Cadets have been able to end up at 2nd and short. And that's the place where you want to be when you got this many running backs on the field. Riggs met in the backfield, this time by Delane, I believe, and that'll be a sack.
His wingspan, his strength, his quickness.
He's impressive. He's worth the price of admission. Look at him get in the backfield. Look how fast he gets there.
6'3", 200 pounds.
Playing up in the line of scrimmage.
Well, he excels at the line.
Strong.
This is the number 27 ranked player in the nation. Number 1, Fahim Delane.
It's going to be 3rd and just about 5 yards for the Cadets. Ball at their own 20. Riggs to throw. He's under pressure right away, and he's going to get dropped. As Aaron Childs, number 12, I believe, will get a chance to see that again.
It was Justin Thompson who came off the edge initially. That just Riggs didn't really even see him at first. He's looking to his left, and then he sees him in the last minute. And then he's
that was number 6, Aaron Childs.
And we haven't mentioned
Childs,
him yet.
A Florida commit.
He could have gone anywhere he wanted. He had the whole SEC knocking on the door, and he is going to be a Gator.
And it's 4th and long, fourth and about 12. Ball sitting at the 27-yard line. Cadets offense. Riggs looking to throw out to the right. Ball is picked off. The ball will be called dead, and that will be, I believe, called a 2-yard difference between where the line of scrimmage was and where Good Counsel will take over.
Colin Douglas again.
St. John's looking for a little pass interference. Just looks like some legs got tangled there.
St. John's had something going on that drive. A lot of innovative wrinkles, getting the ball moving, the ball downfield, and then just stalls.
2nd and 1 turned into 4th and 14.
The speed of this Good Counsel defense on that drive, on the final 2 plays.
Weaver, handoff to the H-back. Look at those, Joe Williams.
JoJo Williams with 3 touchdowns on the season. He comes in to give Dylan Jones a spell, and he's a spark plug. He's a burst of energy out there.
Gain of 2, 2nd and 8. Jones and Weaver in the backfield. 2 wide to the left. Give this to Jones, and he's through St. John's defensive line, and it'll be 3rd and short. Don't think he had first down yardage here. Yep, it'll bring up 3rd down.
Monte Whedon on the tackle again with Tariq Hayer.
Good Counsel gets right back to the line of scrimmage.
I think everybody knows where this one's going.
Dylan Jones, first down, Falcons. As he picks up about 5 yards, called 4. 3 minutes to go here in the first half.
Marcus Abagu getting in the mix there, number 88.
Yeah, I haven't heard his name. You and I did a game here 2 weeks ago, and he was all over the place.
Yep.
A little different weather that day, if I'm not mistaken, boys.
Yeah.
Just a little.
Jones. Whedon.
The way he squares up the
Yes.
ball carrier when he makes his hit, it's textbook.
It's very impactful. But you're right. He explodes. Great combination of athleticism with fundamentals.
2nd down and 7.
I'm
Jones with a
interested to know
pickup
what
of
those-
3
what
yards
those
on
numbers
first down.
mean on that sign that they use on the sidelines.
Folks, wide left. Weaver looking to throw. He's rolling to his right. And it'll be
Big
caught
hit.
by Kobe Ellis. He's brought down right away by
Tariq.
Tariq Hayer.
Powell, number 12, correct? Tariq Powell, a freshman. I told you this kid is going to be special.
My bad. I thought it was Tariq Hayer, number 2, who had that
I thought
tackle
it
there.
was too.
Third down. About 7 yards to go here for the Falcons. Weaver to throw.
Edge
He's got some
pressure.
time.
He climbs the pocket. He's got a guy. He directed him to stop. That's an excellent play. Frankie Weaver rolling and controlling the O.
And the
that
poise.
was big time.
And the
Marion
poise.
Folks.
His poise, his head down the field, knowing people are chasing behind him.
Look, he's telling
probably
him.
going to take a hit, but he waited to the last minute so that he could deliver a good ball right there.
Big time football play by a kid who's done it his whole entire
Yep.
career. Heading to Monmouth. They're certainly lucky to have that young man.
Falcons 1st and 10 from the Cadet 35. They're driving. 1:48 to go in the half. Weaver to throw. Joe Williams with a short gainer. He'll get out of bounds after a gain of 2. It'll be 2nd down.
With 1:42 on the clock, Good Counsel has 3 timeouts left and available. And I don't know about you guys, but I thought Dylan Jones had it right there. They got me.
Taking a long time getting this play in.
Yep, 10 seconds on the play clock. They might have to get, well, no, they look like they're ready.
5 seconds.
Snaps away. Jones with and he is met by guess who? Monte Whedon.
Does he ever get tired of tackling
And there's a
everybody?
flag.
Yeah, it's going to be a personal foul on St. John's. A little too extra hit too long after the whistle. This is going to hurt this drive big time.
They're waving the
they're
flag
waving
off. They surrender. The referee, that's the old referee surrender move.
I read his lips. He said,
said-
"Did you see me take my hat off?" I didn't think so.
The hat stayed on. 3rd and long. This might just be.
Timeout now.
They'll take the timeout. Get Kurt.
Because this is a crucial 3rd down. You want to regroup your guys. 3rd and 7. This is where the big boys are made. Situations like this.
Well, you got a senior quarterback who's shown you already today that he can extend plays, he can deliver the ball. You've got to feel. Dylan. As long as you have Dylan Jones, he's always a possibility. But you probably feel pretty comfortable at this point in time, in your senior quarterback trying to pick up 7.5 yards here for you.
And I'm going to go back to what T thought was going to happen earlier. I think it's screen time.
Yeah.
Historically, Good Counsel, St. John's, the screenplay has been something that has, put a big emphasis on the outcome. And we haven't seen it yet. The pressure St. John's bringing with Dylan Jones on the field or JoJo Williams, very capable, 86-yard touchdown return 2 weeks ago. You got some big play potential out there. 3rd and 9, 3rd and 8. Let's see what they got.
Demarion Folks on the near side. Weaver wants it all. He's going deep. And he'll overthrow it to the outside left. He was looking for Bonato.
There's something off about that play from the beginning. Two good counsel guys too close together in the pattern. You usually don't want that.
It might have been 2-down territory from the get-go. That might have been what that timeout was
It's
about.
that gray area again. Just
called 2 plays, and
the last time they decided to punt in this area on 4th down, they netted about 12 yards. This time they're going to go for it.
Weaver and Jones in the backfield. Folks on the near side. Bonato wide left. Ellis in the slot. Joe Williams shuffling. Weaver to throw. He's looking, he's moving. And he finds Bonato working the sidelines inside the 20.
Yeah, I credit that completion and that success of that play to the Good Counsel offensive lineman.
No doubt.
Giving Weaver this much time. Look at him back there. Not a care.
Oh.
How often are you going to be able to get 3+ seconds to sit back there?
Yeah,
and
that
throw
receiver
a ball
crossed
like
the width of the field. He started wide left and he made it all the way to the sidelines on the right side.
Assist, offensive line. St. John's takes a timeout.
That's their final timeout of the half.
Just over a minute to go here in the first half. Good Counsel driving in a tie game.
Well, guys, I don't know about you, but I'm extremely thankful to be here watching this game today. So I want to say thank you to Jeff Mancabelli for always taking care of First Amendment, Dennis Hart, and everything that you guys do to make sure we can do this.
Ashley Gingrich.
Yes, absolutely. I mean,
they fed us breakfast.
That's the best. I think they charged that timeout to Good Counsel. Well, that's what the scoreboard's telling us at this point in time anyways, with both teams with one timeout left.
They pointed in St. John's direction.
Let's see if they change that up.
I mean, so it looks like both teams have one timeout left.
That's what they're saying.
He did point in St. John's direction, but he might have just been, like we've never been pointed in the wrong direction.
I just try not to point.
It's rude.
It's rude. Dylan Jones makes a cut, makes 3 guys miss on the inside, and gets yards that, quite frankly, were not there at the beginning of that play.
That was a case of St. John's defense getting there too quick.
All Dylan Jones. All Dylan Jones'
Unbelievable.
effort on this play.
I mean, the defense was
Just
there at the
moved right
handoff.
Oh, what a cut.
Yeah.
What a cut. He's special.
1st and goal. Dylan Jones up the middle. And he's in. Touchdown Falcons. With 48 seconds to go in the first half, the Falcons go ahead for the first time today.
Not a whole lot of special other than just run straight forward as hard as you can and bull your way into that end zone.
Running behind the right side of that offensive line. We talked about it. Kyle Altuner in year 4. We were out there in the spring of 21, the fall of 21, the fall of 22, and this season. He has gone up against anybody and everybody. I said battle tested. This is just another day for him.
Kick is good. 14-7, just under a minute to play. Coach Ward's got himself a timeout to work with.
St. John's needs a good return here to give themselves the ability to try and put some points on the board here, although kicking a field goal into the wind isn't ideal. It is swirling a bit.
And you feel a little bit for St. John's offense just because with your starting quarterback out, they're doing a great job. But all this stuff was put in this week. It's not like this is something that they've been doing all year long. They've had a lot of different stuff put in. It's hard to get that rhythm, that momentum. They've had it a little bit, and then they get knocked off a little bit. It's tough.
Wolven
Boom.
through the end zone. 1st and 10. 80 yards to go in under 50 seconds. Can they do it to close out the first half?
This is where having your passer. This is where it hurts.
Riggs, keeper, up the middle. He's making players miss. He makes another cut. It's going to be a first down gain.
Stops the clock.
Move the chains.
Because it's a first down.
35 seconds and counting. Riggs to throw quickly to the outside. They're going to, okay, yeah, I was going to say it wasn't
He's
a catch.
better off, yeah.
They're
He's
probably better off with
being an incompletion. You want to work that sidelines a little bit closer. Give him a catch, ball he can catch and then break outside.
Second and 10. Under 10 on the play clock. Keeper again, Riggs. Out to the left side. It's going to be a first down, so they'll stop the clock. Maybe they can clock it here.
St. John's doing a great job of getting their offense ready, right back on the ball.
Oh, and the referee misses the ball and buys them a second to get back on the line. Under 20 to go here. Riggs to throw quickly to the outside. He's got a receiver.
Oh, but he
catch
fell
it, but
down.
he's falling down. You might have to use your timeout here, Coach. If the scoreboard is correct. I'm guessing at this point the scoreboard is not correct.
They're going to let it run out.
Yep. So that we probably had the timeouts wrong on the scoreboard.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true.
That'll do it after 2 quarters. 14-7. Falcons in the lead. We'll be back for second half action after this. All right, we're back. Second half of action here at St. John's. It's Good Counsel Falcons lead the home team, Cadets, 14-7. We want to get things started here in the second half with a shout-out to some folks in the WCAC that need some prayers. Father Stephen J. Schultz, priest over at Arlington Diocese, and he's the chaplain at Paul VI High School, had a massive stroke over the weekend of October 1st. He's currently in intensive care, and he's someone that not just been a friend of First Amendment sports, but he's been someone that's been very important to the WCAC family and all the folks out there in Chantilly. Got a link up on the screen. Send your prayers out to Paul VI's way and for the fast and speedy recovery of Father Schultz.
I mean, Father Schultz, what a special man, and all the stuff he's done for athletics in this conference, especially at Paul VI. I miss his Twitter updates, his posts. He is so involved. He's the heartbeat of what happens in this league, and Father Schultz, we're all praying for you.
Well, we always say the first C in the WCAC is what this is really about.
That's
and whenever there is a tragedy, whenever there is, at times when one of the schools needs prayers and help, how much the other schools band together and support them and support the individual. And we're all praying for you, and we're all going to be there for you, Father.
We'll get things started here in about 10 to 20 seconds since the teams are back on the field in some capacity or another. The referees are back to hopefully start blowing some whistles, get these guys back out here. A lot of action, a lot of success really on both sides of the ball for these teams. And I was trying to think of kind of how to start things off, but to tell the tale of 14-7. And there's a couple different players you could say. I think for Good Counsel, I'll start it with Frankie Weaver.
No doubt.
He had a great first half, Kevin.
He is the senior quarterback. He wants to be the player of the year. He wants to be the first-team All-League quarterback, and that first half of this part of the season showed me just why. He has been the difference maker out here, and I believe offensively the reason why his team is winning.
Yeah, and the difference is that everybody's focused on Dylan Jones. Dylan Jones is so good at what he does, and he is where the focus is. It opens up the passing game, gives Frankie Weaver even bigger lanes, gives the wide receivers opportunity to get downfield, and they have been really good in the big explosive plays today.
On the St. John's side of the ball, number 3, Dejon Riggs, as advertised. He helped move the ball for the Cadets. Him, Brayon Williams, Cinque Blunt, the big guys, moving things, moving the chains. But a blocked field goal took 3 points, or a possible 3 points off the board for the Cadets early. And, ultimately the defense gave up a couple of big plays. A 7-point game, Cadets get the ball first here in the second half. If you're Coach Ward, Coach Pat, or Coach Mike Ward for that matter, the adjustments you're making in the second half?
You say, Monte, keep tackling everything moving, keep that going. We got to get more pressure on Frankie in passing situations. If he's had time, he has found the open man and executed and given Good Counsel much positive yardage. You got to settle down Frankie right now because, like you said, T, they're going to pound that rock. We know it. But the way Frankie's spinning the ball right now has been very difficult for St. John's to defend.
I think on the offensive side of the ball, with Riggs stepping in as quarterback, you can't do too many adjustments. He's not used to that.
Right.
You got to stick to what's working, and you just got to be more consistent. Give yourself third and short manageable situations. But when you get in the red zone, you got to capitalize.
Yep.
That's going to be so important in the second half. Who can capitalize the most once you get inside the red zone? Because that's where the points come from. That's where the bread is buttered.
There you go.
And right now they haven't been able to get it done at least one time with that blocked field goal. That's really the big difference in this game.
Well, Fahim Delane is buttery smooth on the defensive side of the ball, and he's been a problem in that red zone. The amount of territory he covers in such a short span of time, he is a difference maker. I think we're looking at one of the best players I've seen in the WCAC in a very long time.
He's a Sunday player.
And it's very special to watch this type of athlete on the field right now. You don't wear number 1 in this conference unless you want the bullseye on your chest. He wants the bullseye, and by the way, he's earned the right to have it.
Well, like what? Former number 1s that have won in this conference. Let's say Stephon Diggs.
Yep.
He's a former 1. He's pretty good.
For this Falcons squad. Guys just jump off the screen if you're watching at home, if you're watching in person. It's fun. It's funny. You know right away he's for real. Speaking of for real, we got number 4, Elijah Moore. He's walking. He's at the 30-yard line here for his team. I would be shocked to see him in the second half. I hope it was just maybe
He's got a little limp to him.
Hamstring or a calf. It didn't look. It looks like it's enough that keep him off the field, but hopefully something he can bounce back from in time for maybe for some meaningful action here in his senior year.
Well, that's an important point. I mean, if he can't go today, that's unfortunate. If he can't go further, that's even bigger. So you keep him out today if you really have to, because you want to keep a guy like that available for when it gets even more intense.
And you can keep him out when Demarion Folks plays the way he has and steps up the way that he has today. What another impressive young man. Speed, speed, and speed.
Yep.
And we are just about ready to get underway. As Good Counsel kick off to St. John's to get things started. And they'll kick into the win here in the third quarter.
St. John's has to get something going offensively. Keep an eye out for maybe a little trickeration coming, I said.
Trickeration?
Trickeration, I said it. Coach Bailey's got it in the backpack. Don't know if it's going to come out this half or not, but you imagine a big, huge chunk play would be huge to get started off offensively here, especially kicking into the win. They should have a chance to return this one.
Some of the design plays he's already showed in this wildcat type of offense that they're in, I wouldn't call it tricks. It's just really innovative stuff.
Yeah, no doubt.
The double reverse counter, the play action shovel pass, stuff like that has been really cool to see.
Woods and Williams deep to receive. Wolven set to kick. And we'll get things started here as the second half is underway. That ball will be returned by Jason Woods. Front foot on the 10-yard line. He works his way out to the right.
Got an alley. Oof. Quickly closed.
I'm just watching number one running down on kickoffs.
I mean, he's the kind of guy, if you're a coach, you have to convince him. He could probably play every single play of this game if he really wanted to. All right, Riggs, Brayon Williams, and Cinque Blunt in the game here for the Cadets. Williams in motion. Brayon Williams fights his way forward.
Mayo.
Good first down gain.
Again, Mayo, Clemson commit with the tackle. He is just massive out on that field.
He's a top 200 player in the country. This is a collection of talented guys on this defense. We haven't even mentioned Judah Jenkins, the Indiana commit. He's been a first-team All-Leaguer for years.
Amir Wallace-Jones checks in. Blunt with the carry over the left side. And he'll pick up about 4 yards, almost 4 yards. He's going to bring up third and short here for the Cadets.
And also C.J. Kuba-Taylor on that tackle amongst others. He's the other,
Justin Thompson in there
linebacker who is just very, very good for this Good Counsel defense.
Riggs. And he'll get met in the backfield by guess who? Oh, man, Fahim.
Stud.
They were going with the quarterback draw. Good call, but not when Good Counsel's able to penetrate the backfield. And he had no chance.
The wingspan allows him to have nowhere to go. The athleticism, the stature, he is A+. This has been special to watch him. You hear about him, but it's different today right up in front.
What else does Riggs not do? Is he about to punt this ball? He is.
Kick is up.
He needs a roll.
It's going to roll Cadets' way. It'll be a nice little field flip as the Falcons will take over at their own 31-yard line.
The only thing he hasn't done today, T, is catch a pass, but it's going to be a little bit difficult for him.
I heard he's going to have a little prayer service. He's going to lead a prayer service after the game as well.
Cooking dinner?
Cooking dinner, yeah. He does it all.
Falcon offense. Up 7, getting their first possession here in the second half.
St. John's has a freshman and 2 sophomores on that D-line right now. Young up front.
Dylan Jones through the middle of the line, picks up 9 yards. He hits the hole fast.
This is where a second and short, where sometimes you can take a shot.
That was a big-time block by 62, running behind the right side of that line.
See if they take a shot downfield.
Dylan Jones met in the backfield.
I mean, the kid's a freshman.
Tyreek Powell.
Talk about playing off the edge, that fast and physical, in the 9th grade.
Went from second and short, still third and manageable. But that was a big-time tackle. Weaver, give to Jones. Jones spins at the 40-yard line. He's going to be short. It's going to make it 4th down.
Looks like the punt team is coming in.
Yeah.
Coach Stefanelli is not taking chances.
You got the lead. You can pin them down a little bit further. Right now, St. John's isn't showing that they're able to move the ball all that well in the middle of the field.
100%.
Pin them back a little bit. It's a smart move. If you don't make it, you're giving them a short field. So.
And
Powell in the back.
Amazing confidence in the defense as well, as they should.
Is this a timeout? They're going to charge this timeout to the Cadets. They're clearly watching for the fake.
They saw something that they thought was a little off. Want to make sure no one jumps and that this ball is punted. We were talking earlier about the Ohio State-Maryland game. Appreciate people sending us some updates here, but I think it's fantastic that 10 former first-team All-WCAC football players are on that field today, and 16 different kids on the field today participated in the WCAC. That says a ton. That's about 1/10 of players on the field are our guys, our kids we've covered. And, that it shows everything you need to see.
Drew Wolven set to punt. The snap does go to him. The ball is away, and it's a knuckler. And it'll go out of bounds. We'll see where the referee calls it. He's got a lot of help on the St. John's sidelines for spotting this ball.
It is one of the weirder things in football when he does the walk.
He's still walking.
Still walking.
It's like the Price is Right. I feel like Bob Barker, like the yodeler. And the yodeler has stopped, didn't he? You know what? It's just going to be at midfield, and that's what we're going to say.
That is a great reference.
You don't know what's going on. It's just yodeling away. 1st and 10. St. John's. Dejon Riggs. 50 yards to tie this game.
Need to find a little rhythm. And that starts in the run game here on Military Road.
Riggs to throw. He's moving around, and he's moving upfield. And he'll get met. And that was, I want to say, Douglas Collin.
All right, he just reminded
Colin Douglas,
He just reminded me right here. Watch
Second time
him.
I did that.
A little LaDainian Tomlinson. Guys,
Yep.
LaDainian Tomlinson is 8 for 12 in his NFL career throwing the ball. 7 touchdown passes. I think that's the best comp if you're going to look at a guy who's done it at the running back position. But he started carrying the ball like LaDainian there, like hanging out there.
You got to be careful about holding it out there. It's a good luxury to have, though, to have Riggs be able to pick up 8 yards on a broken pass play.
Up the middle.
Oh, boy. What a blitz. That is just a football play right there.
That's Childs.
Aaron Childs.
The senior.
I was hoping for a little Gator chomp there afterwards.
Well, they did a great job of moving Childs around, bringing him with pressure off the edge, up the middle. you'll see him lining up in different spots and bringing a lot of pressure.
His speed is top notch.
Both defenses turning second and short into third and medium. Riggs with the hard count.
Showing the pressure again here.
False start, Cadets, and that's a tough one. It's going to make it 4th and double digits.
Now they just lost everything that Riggs was able to pick up on that first down. Now it's 3rd and 11, 12, 11.
And with the speed coming off the edge and the pressure Good Counsel has been putting on, this is a tough spot. Not many calls for 3rd and 12 against a defense like this.
And Good Counsel knows they can bring the pressure now just about any time with Riggs in at quarterback.
Brayon Williams.
What a catch, man. He's got unbelievable hands. He reached back and snagged that with one hand.
And that's been the book on him since he stepped onto campus. We were told day one by Coach Ward, this kid's hands are electric. He was the holder as a freshman.
He reached back with his left paw, snagged it, got the first. That's a huge play for the Cadets.
A couple times today, Riggs and Brayon moving the chains.
And I am surprised that Good Counsel did not bring pressure on that play.
Well,
they should know a pure passing down. I would be bringing pressure every time.
Darian Mayo got pretty far into that backfield. Here we go. Williams again. Flag on the play.
That's in the holding zone.
It's either holding on offense or hands to the illegal hands to the face on defense, generally.
It's going to go against the Cadets that are already walking back.
There's a hold. This is what really hurts this offense. These types of penalties, putting you way behind the sticks.
Yeah, this is tough. This is no seniors on the offensive line or defensive line for the Cadets. They are extremely young at the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball, and this is the learning curve. But you know what? And the season starts. The real season starts today. It's time for those penalties to be done.
Timeout, St. John's. That would be their second timeout of the half.
Well, he's not going to let this young team get put in a bad situation.
Yep.
Dad's going to play that close to the vest like we talked about. A different quarterback calling the signals, a very youthful offensive line and wide receiver core.
Yeah.
It's just what it is.
You can't be traditional in these situations. You got to make sure that you got your guys lined up. Again, they installed this offense just this week.
Right.
So, it's not like this is something that they're used to, something they can adjust to, something that they've seen before. And the coaches have to be a little bit more vigilant, I think, trying to make sure that they know where they are, the situation that they're in. But taking 2 timeouts in the third quarter, that's going to be interesting because now you really got to try and hold on to that last one until you need it.
Yeah, and you're fighting the clown to stay in this game right now, T.
Yep.
1st and 20. And we got another false start. That's going to back them up. And the bad news about this is they're now
the freshman,
a yard.
The freshman jump.
I mean, they're a negative
1st
yard
and
on this drive
25.
now. They started on the 50 and now they're back to the 49, and it's a mile to the sticks. Riggs to Powell. Turns upfield.
Oh, that ball's on the floor.
Ball came
It's going to
out.
be Good Counsels.
Recovered by Good Counsel.
Looking for a call. The referees are going to talk about it, and I think they're going to agree. It's Falcon ball. 1st and 10. Going the other way.
Recovered by number 33. Delano Bone. That ball just squirted out, and I'm telling you, that was a tough little 2-play series there for the freshman. We talked about the youthfulness. Jumped off sides to put that ball on the ground. Going to have to figure that one out.
That's their first turnover, is it not? That's St. John's first turnover of the game.
I think there's an interception.
Oh, at the right.
Yep.
Jones up the middle, makes some people miss. He's on the loose. He's at the 20.
Oh,
They're not going to catch him.
Did you see
Home
that
run,
speed?
Dylan Jones.
He's spectacular.
Not only the hard run, but the speed once he got past the second level and just pulled away from the rest of the defense for the score.
I'll tell you what I saw.
What a great block and effort there. Unbelievable play.
That's a little Adrian Peterson-esque.
Number 23, Kobe Ellis, selling out for the team, giving all effort, extending, allowing the running back, Dylan Jones, who doesn't need much room, to have a little bit more. What a block.
Look at Pat Ward right now, regrouping his guys.
Kick is up
on
and
the
good.
Sidelines. He's got the O-line huddled.
Man,
He knows how important it is to get some points on the board on this next series for St. John's.
top 10 running back in the nation, showing why. We've been watching him do this for years. He's electric. His feet are spectacular. He keeps his shoulders squared. You saw that burst, and just a little block at the end freed him up. Dylan Jones has been dying to do that all year. He's got an 80-yard reverse Stonebridge, but that's the only other time right there he's gone from outside of 50.
Yeah, we've seen how he can bruise inside. He can take some pounding, but when he gets into the open field, that speed combined with the size and strength is what makes him the special back that he is.
And with that 51-yard run, I have him pretty close to 100 yards on the day. He's been pretty good for 3 to 5 yards every time he's touched it. Got caught in the backfield a few times, but he's been a workhorse.
There's no doubt in my mind there's a handful of young men out here that not only will play on Saturdays in the future, but there's a couple of them out here we're going to see on Sundays. I would not be shocked if number 7.
Yeah, definitely number 1 and number 7. We'll talk about Sunday players.
Don't forget about Mayo. He looks like he could play on Sundays now with his size.
Good Counsel, one of 3 teams in America that has 4 top 250 recruits. I mean,
Woods.
There's one of them right there. Oh,
dude,
did you see the
I
lane
told
on
you.
that? Oh,
I've been watching him run down the kickoffs.
I took a page from your book and watched him from the beginning there. That was amazing.
It's so special to watch him just play the sport.
All right, St. John's behind the ball to start with without their starting QB. Has a huge hill to climb here.
Chunk by chunk, they're going to run the ball.
Yep.
They're not going to get away from that. This is what they
plenty
do.
of football to play. There's no reason to panic at this point. Again, we said it at halftime. I think on offense what St. John's needs to do is find the things they do well and do them consistently and give yourself manageable downs and the opportunity to move that ball downfield. The negative plays and the penalties is what's really killing them right now.
Riggs, left side. Not much there. It'll be 2nd and 10.
See, Will Dryben checked into the game, number 72 for St. John's at right tackle.
The senior. Ten on the play clock. Riggs finds a man.
Wow, man. We're just.
You can hear the crowd react.
Well, it was a
Delane
great
makes
play
plays.
on defense by Delane, but I'm just as impressed with St. John's and Riggs. His patience right here. He steps up and then just a little backyard ball right there.
Miles McAfee, I believe, on the
It
catch,
doesn't
right?
need to look pretty as long as it's got success. Now you got a 3rd down and 2. That's a manageable 3rd down.
The closing speed.
Oh.
The crowd doesn't lie. Riggs trying to find his way forward. He does. He makes people miss. First down.
He's a football
Cadets.
player. He just willed his team to a first down there. What patience.
He just shoved his own player into a defender and essentially blocked for himself.
First down, St. John's.
not much coming easy for these Cadets, but Riggs is taking more than they're giving him.
There's going to be nothing easy against this defense for
That's
the next
right.
30 days of this season.
Got a flag as Blunt tries the left-hand side. And he'll pick up 5 yards. We'll see what the flag is.
Illegal motion.
Yeah, either an illegal.
Maybe a shift. Yeah, they're going to call it a motion penalty against the Cadets. Didn't stop it dead.
You know, Pat's trying to plead his case, and the referee stripes on the sidelines to tell him, I'm not listening.
And Brayon Williams said to the official, I asked you. So there is some confusion about whether or not. If you go out there, you report to the official. If you're on or off the ball, you double check. And I think they're having some debate about the communication of that process.
Once again, St. John's has a negative play. They're behind they're behind rhythm. They're behind the sticks.
Riggs, intended receiver. It's like Amir Wallace-Jones. It's good to see Amir Wallace-Jones out there, the junior. Still on the road back. Second and 15 here for the Cadets. Quick throw, Riggs. He finds Kai Connolly, the sophomore wide receiver.
That was a gain of about 6. Still 3rd and 8.
He's been under pressure, so a couple plays in a row. He got the ball out of his hands quickly.
I thought they went one-on-one. They found a one-on-one on the outside. I thought maybe they were just going to do a 50-50 ball. Might be it here.
Up the middle.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Blunt.
what a hit.
And that's the hit. That putting his head down and getting his pads involved here is what got him the first down.
You don't stop Cinque Blunt's forward progress, and this was a big-time collision between two studs.
And he needed that yard for the first down.
Yes, he did.
Quick throw again. A nice pickup, 4 yards.
St. John's has quarterback freshman Naeem Woods in the game right now. Number 15, that's his first pass of the day.
And by the way, there's your Riggs reception. We were wondering how they were going to get to it, and that's how they got to it.
How about this?
And Woods stays in. He was going deep.
Oh.
No laundry on the field.
You just put a little bit more air under it. Let your guy adjust to it. That's what experience does for you. He had an opportunity.
Well,
that was that one-on-one they were looking for too.
He launched it.
Hey, freshman, get in there. And Darian Mayo is coming off the left edge, so maybe you should get rid of it a little as quick as you can. And I think that had something to do with it.
Absolutely. Now that's where the experience comes in.
3rd and about 6 here for the Cadet offense. Woods to throw quickly. He's got a man, and it's going to be just on the first down line.
He may be a half a yard short. Depends on where they make the spot.
It's going to be a spot.
I think it's going to be they're going to have to bring the chains in for this one.
They're already calling it 4th and 1.
Well,
I thought it was closer than that.
It was way closer than that, I thought.
Yeah, we're right on. We're sitting right on that line of the field, so we maybe had a better angle on it than the ref.
I don't think he got it, but it wasn't a yard.
10 on the play clock, 40 on the game clock. Woods.
Not going to get it.
Gives it to Blunt, and he's stopped for a yard loss. A Good Counsel will take over on downs.
Well, I guess they felt like they didn't have the time to go back to Riggs at quarterback, and you don't have the timeouts to take for a situation like that because you've already burned 2. That's a tough situation for St. John's and a tough turnover on downs.
I think it's time for number 7 to start getting some touches here. What do you fellas think?
This is primetime Dylan Jones territory. Joe Williams, the up back. Dylan Jones, the deep back. Weaver to throw. And that's a catch. That's Drew Williams.
Now, he wanted to go deep, but he held off, and he went to his second receiver, clearing out on the underneath.
And his,
Nice read.
his second receiver is a backup quarterback,
gonna say.
a dual threat, number 12, but obviously you can see his athleticism out here.
And they could let this quarter end if they wanted to. Last play of the quarter is going to be a handoff to Dylan Jones.
He was stopped initially in the backfield, but second effort, he picks up about 8 or 9.
It'll be second and short, and that's how we're going to start things in the fourth quarter. Good Counsel ball up 21-7. 1 quarter left to play here, Fernandez Stadium. As the Cadets trailing by 2 touchdowns. And Good Counsel knocking on the door. Big play of the second half so far. 51-yard touchdown run by Dylan Jones. And sprinkled in between that, a lot of big-time hits from number 1 for Good Counsel.
This Good Counsel team has some serious talent. We
Yeah.
talked about it coming in. It is evident that they have passed the eyeball test and then some. This team is going to be a problem.
What's going to be a problem
Be a
for St.
problem.
John's is if Good Counsel scores again here.
Yep.
They're already feeling the pressure. One more score without a quarterback, a traditional quarterback that's able to throw the ball and stretch the field. It's going to be really hard for St. John's to claw back into it. That's why it's so important for this defense right now to somehow either get Good Counsel off the field and punt or get that ball back through a turnover.
You know, I'll tell you what, I know it's not traditional and you got a guy who's hurt that you'd rather be snapping the ball to, but most days against a lot of teams, Dejon Riggs is going to get it done for you. You know, if you're getting the ball to him right away on every offensive play, it's really a testament to really what Good Counsel's capable of doing on that defensive line. Second and short. Drew Weaver to pass. He's going for all of it. He's got a man deep. It's Folks.
Oh, boy.
As he breaks away the last second with a burst of speed inside the 5, and Weaver finds him for a touchdown.
That was pretty.
That was gorgeous. That's Frankie's second time, and he couldn't have run down and handed it off better.
But also, how about the time, right? The
Yep.
offensive line doing a great job. They bring a little delayed pressure.
I mean, beautiful. And
He couldn't put the ball any better than he's put it on 2 long balls today.
he has been on point, and I'll tell you right now, DeMarion is going to be an issue for defensive coordinators for the next month or so as well. Wow, is his speed elite.
Kick is up, and it's good. It'll be 28-7 as the fourth quarter, 1 play in to the fourth quarter, sees Good Counsel take a 3-score lead.
It's not desperation time yet. There's still a lot of football to be played, but you got to think at this point, offensively, St. John's needs some big X-factor play, a really big explosive play to get a quick score to get right back into this ballgame. They're capable. Doesn't have to be a long pass. They can do it in the run game. But a quick score, almost essential.
You need it.
Got to get points. ASAP.
Good Counsel's ability to strike from anywhere on the field as well. There's so many different weapons, and we didn't even get Elijah today.
Touchback.
We'll see who's coming out. do see Dejan, but
Dejan,
you know he's going to be playing somewhere.
I don't see number 15.
And there he is. He's coming in.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I think Pat at this point and Bailey have realized they maybe have to try and stretch the field a little bit more. Bring in the one that has a live arm, even though he's a freshman.
Great snaps to give a kid. Blunt over the right guard, and he'll pick up 3 yards. We'll bring up second down. And, call it a 4-yard gain. CK, he gets ahead of steam, doesn't he?
4 is what you want at the very least on every play.
The wind is swirling all of a sudden. And the ball is almost intercepted as Delane made a play on it.
He can sling it, there's no doubt. But you don't want to be slinging it in where there's 2 white shirts and 1 red one.
Darius Collins also had a chance there. And you got to put a little juice on it. You can see these trees are moving around. This wind is a co-star, at least, on this drive. Third down and about 6. Woods to throw. He's under pressure. He's going to take it himself.
Nice
Gets up
play.
the sideline and first down, Cadets.
He's got some wheels, too. Huge play.
Escapes the
that'll
pressure.
give you some confidence there.
I always felt as a quarterback, Kevin, you get that one run kind of under your belt, it settles you down a little bit.
Yeah, I'm here to compete. I can do it at this level, and
Moving the sticks.
the confidence of making plays.
Well, also the decision not to put the ball in peril, right?
Riggs. Out to the left, the ball's missed-snapped. Wondering if they wanted to come quickly out to Dejan here on the left side.
Those negative plays, they're the ones that have been killing St. John's offensively all day. They're so hard to recover from.
It is, and like you said, that this young man hasn't gotten many reps with the first team offense.
Well,
I'd
that wasn't his
imagine.
fault. I don't know. I mean, quarterback center exchange is tough. You can only get so many reps.
Hand off to Riggs. Get some yards after contact. It'll bring up 3rd and long for the Cadets at their own 30-yard line.
Yeah, this is tough right here. Not sure what you can call out there at a freshman on 3rd and 13 against Good Counsel's defense.
Yeah. Woods looking to his left. And he gets Blunt
Strike.
for a
He's
big
gonna come
gain.
up
It's going to
one.
be 4th and 2.
Nice throw.
Good connection there.
Got to go for it. Time is not your friend right now.
This might be
No,
gonna
he's
bring out
decided against it.
Patel.
This has got to be a fake.
Shows what I know, but I do think
Monte
going forward
Whedon.
here is putting you in a better position. But we'll see.
Kick is away. Good Counsel will take over at their own 30-yard line. With 9 minutes to go in the game, up 28-7. Looks like Joe Williams is in the backfield. He'll get the carry, and he'll work the middle. Gain of 2. No, I had that wrong. It's 21, not 20. That's Chris Handon, the junior running back.
It's a nice luxury to have, to bring in fresh legs in the fourth quarter.
And you know Andy Stefanelli's always had the three-headed running back monster, but today Dylan Jones was monster enough for everybody.
Weaver just throws it away there.
Smart.
Had a receiver in the area. Jack Garrison, the fullback.
But a quick 3 and out, that could be the best thing St. John's could ask for here.
Well, I tell you what, Coach Mike Ward's looking for some points from his defense at this point of the game. Run around the right side. We got a flag down.
Yeah, it's going to be a hold.
Yep.
A hold or a block in the back. I didn't see if he got himself in front or not. Regardless, it's not good for Good Counsel, I don't think.
Chris Handon had the yards, but he was helped by the penalty. That'll take it back. It'll be 4th and about 18.
Third.
17, 18. Third, that's right. Did not lose the down.
This is a huge win right here for Good Counsel if they're able to salt this down away for the last 8 minutes. Since Andy Stefanelli got into this league, St. John's has been the bar. St. John's is 26-4 since 2017. 2 of those losses are to Andy Stefanelli as well. This kind of says, hey, we're here. It's opening weekend on the road, on Military Road. This is a huge momentum swing for the Good Counsel football program in 2023. The way they've played today has been incredibly impressive.
Well, if they can keep this passing game up, they're in my opinion, the only team with a true dual threat offensive, attack.
Game plan, yes, they can do it on the ground and in the air, no problem from anywhere.
I didn't know if they had that, but today they've definitely proven they've got it.
Timeout, Good Counsel. And as I look down at the St. John's sidelines, I'm reminded that the senior linebacker, Alex Preventure, who is in street clothes today. We missed out on a chance to getting to see him play. It's terrible when a senior kind of loses that time.
Alex Provencher, our heart goes out to you up here, First Amendment. 2 of us didn't get to play our senior year. I know you got a little action in there. What a great interception, climbing over the back 2 weeks ago here on the home field.
Awesome.
It was really cool to see you get to do that. I know you got an offer to Charlotte, and Ivy Leagues are knocking on the door because he's put himself in a position off the field to have tremendous success, but I know it's killing him not to be out there. We hate it for you. Good luck the rest of the year being a great teammate, and good luck in the future of your football endeavors, my man.
It's almost like Biff Poggi has an open scholarship for just about anybody who plays in the WCAC.
St. John's has 17 offers from Charlotte, from Biff, yes.
He's no dummy.
Well, I noticed because when the time I came on the field, Alex Provencher went back to grab water bottles. He refuses to not be involved. As Handon over the left side, and he gets the penalty yards back and then some. It will bring up 4th down.
Yeah, Coach Ward was sick to his stomach about it, talking about it this week. And you don't want to lose anybody, but losing a senior leader at the linebacker position is a dagger.
Drew Wolven back to punt.
And
Reese Williams to receive.
And while we're talking about it, hey, we hope you're doing all right out there, Coach McGregor. I know those northern Pennsylvania guys aren't afraid of too much.
I want to know if he's ready to race with that scooter he showed up to the game in yesterday.
It's on the Rascal?
Coach, I'm calling you out. Let's get a race.
Bad snap. Drew Wolven gets it away.
That was impressive.
And it's going to bounce Good Counsel's way. It's going to end up being a heck of a result considering the snap took Drew Wolven way to his left.
A snag and then a quick punt.
What? Can you imagine what we just decided here to do? A Bill McGregor, T. Strachan.
We could sell tickets.
Street race.
We could sell tickets.
Well, I think we know some guys that could cover it.
I'm going to go full rabbit. on that one.
Well, we're glad he's doing all right. A fractured that's just a fractured pelvis, a leg injury, a rib. That's a tough collision. And
Didn't keep him down. He showed up.
There's Coach Stefanelli over there.
You got the shorts memo. I think he wears shorts well into February. Keeper up the middle. It's Dejon Riggs.
That's what they needed.
Oh, and a shoestring tackle at the 45-yard line.
That is what they really needed. It was so
Justin
close.
Thompson maybe with a touchdown-saving tackle.
First down, St. John's.
Nice job up front by the St. John's O-line. Man, I thought he was going to go.
Yeah, and you know, a quick score gives you a two-score game, and that's more manageable with 7:10 left to go. 3 scores is tough.
Riggs. Aaron Childs in the backfield. Tackle for a loss. Every time you say a name of one of these players, you're like, you think, I can't believe I'm not saying that name more, but there's just so many names. So many guys over there.
They're loaded.
It's unbelievable. Woods to throw. He steps up in the pocket. Now he's running. We got a flag down in the holding vicinity as Woods is going to keep on going. He's up the sidelines. He'll duck out of bounds inside the 20. But it seems like this one's coming back as Dejon Riggs puts both hands on his head. And it will be holding.
Very impressed
Cadets.
with the freshman's ability to run the ball.
Yeah, and you see how patient he was? He didn't panic. He was under control. He found an alley. He took off and hit the seam.
Kept his head up before
did.
he crossed the line. He looked like he was almost going to throw the ball, then as a huge gain. But
Well, we talked about it on our show on Tuesday night. Pocket presence, it's hard to teach. And it's early. It's still early in this young freshman's career, but I'd say through 2 drives that we've watched, looks like he's on the right path. Riggs and Woods. The hard count. Friendly fire on the hard count. It'll be a 5-yard penalty, and this is about as bad of I mean, that's second, and you can just fill in the blank on the number. I mean, it's almost 2nd and 30.
yeah.
Just over 6 minutes to go here in the game. Riggs.
Face mask.
Looked like there was a hand on the face mask.
They didn't call it.
Woods wants it too. He saw it. It's going to be about a 1-yard gain to bring up 3rd and long.
Now, sometimes here, Kevin, you just maybe send someone long, go a 50-50 ball, see what you can come up with.
Go deep.
Go deep.
Just go.
Brayon Williams on the near side. Reese Williams, Jason Woods out to the right. Blunt, Riggs, and Woods in the backfield. Woods to throw. He's got time. He was looking for Blunt. Now we got a late flag.
A lineman downfield.
Yeah, that's what he got.
Yeah.
That as the referee taps his hat, strikes me that hat's gotten a lot of work today. Decline that penalty.
4th down and forever.
It's interesting because it's you lose yards and a loss of down, so you could take the penalty and still force the 4th down. But
Patel back to punt. Judah Jenkins deep to receive for the Falcons. Delane once again getting to the backfield quickly. St. John's bounce, and Good Counsel will take over 1st and 10. Their own 31-yard line. 5.5 minutes to go here in the game. 28-7, Falcons over Cadets. Weaver still in the game at quarterback. Hayden. Weaver to throw. And he connects.
Air raid Andy.
Jeremy Allen.
Not ready to settle for just milking the clock. He's still putting the ball up in the air.
He hates when you call him that, T.
I know. That's why I keep saying it.
Right back to the line of scrimmage. Hayden with the give. And he'll be dropped for no gain as Monte Whedon is in on the tackle, as well as it looked like Tariq Boney. Keeps the clock moving.
No, Weaver's going to keep his eye on that play clock. He's not going to snap it until it's down underneath 5 seconds each time. Take as much time off the clock as you possibly can in each play.
Well, he left 20 seconds on the clock there. And he wanted a quick throw out to his fullback, Jack Garrison. And that'll be a pretty quick 3 and out here for Good Counsel.
And you stop the clock.
That was a play call. 35's been doing the dirty work all day. He's been blocking for Dylan Jones, blocking for Frankie Weaver. Try to get him a pass there. You can see the Frankie Weaver meet him at the end of the play. Wolven, better snap this time. Cadets try to get to it. Reese Williams maybe saved about 5 or 6 yards of field position.
Well, you got to strike. You got to strike fast if you're St. John's.
Woods back in at Q.
At this point, you got to take chances and do everything you can.
Brayon Williams near side, 3 wide receivers to the right. Riggs over the left side. He's working the sidelines. And he'll pick up
bounds. Stop the
about
clock.
6 or 7 yards there. We'll call it 5. 2nd and 5. Start to see some new faces on the field here for the Cadets offense. Woods to throw quickly, and he overthrows Jason Woods.
Woods has shown he can do that intermediate game. Only need 5. You don't have to get a whole bunch.
Woods to throw. He's got Blunt. Blunt's got to fight his way, and he's going to be about now you're going to get.
Got it.
This is going to be the best spot.
Yeah, he's going to get it.
And they're going to give it to him.
Yep.
First down, Seagulls.
Blunt after contact has been a load today. Going to look at Faye Tyler, the senior wide receiver. He's now out wide to the right. 3 to the left. Woods gives to Riggs up the middle.
Blunt.
Is that Blunt?
They have
About
Riggs
5s
out.
and 3.
Split out.
That's correct. Cinque with the carry.
I just have this sneaky suspicion St. John's going to take a shot downfield. They got to take a shot downfield at some point.
Woods has the arm. Can they give him the time? He steps up into the pocket. He launches it down the field, and it is picked off. Bobbled, and now going back the other way.
Jared Jackson, he's going to take it all the way. Almost, he's getting
Riggs.
inside
No,
the five.
sorry, that's not Riggs. It's Reese Williams. He's going to tackle Garrett Jackson.
On the play. Way to stick with it. You knew they were going to have to take a shot down the field.
The senior corner.
You don't hold that against anybody. You had to take a shot. Garrett Jackson just comes up with a great play for Good Counsel and pretty much is going to seal this one.
Good hustle there by Reese Williams. We'll see what's happening here. There's a flag on the play.
Well, you wonder, though, Ken, at some point if St. John's, was at their full power. They had French playing quarterback in their more traditional sets, if this would be any different.
Something's happening here. We got okay. So they're either going to say that there was an illegal block.
All right, they're pulling it back, yeah.
On the return, and it's going to back them up. So instead of having the ball inside the 5-yard line,
to take the points off.
They will.
Or no, so he didn't get in. That's right.
He didn't get in. And we have a new quarterback, I believe. And that's going to be a offsides on St. John's. That'll give Good Counsel 5 extra yards as the quarterback now, I believe, is
Jake Colville.
Is that Jake Colville in?
Yeah,
the junior.
Whose dad was so gracious to let Kevin have a later start time on his youth game.
Oh, that's right.
Kevin taking off to get there on time.
And there's the handoff. The hand will be dropped for a loss. And that'll bring up second down. Shamar McIntosh with the stop. And now I believe, you'll see this Good Counsel offense exercise a little bit more clock.
Yeah, they got to keep it on the ground. Run
protocol.
This clock out.
Handed.
Anytime you can
Another
get a
stop.
road win in the WCAC, you'll take it. But this wasn't just an ugly one that they're going to be happy they got. Good Counsel came out here and put together a very balanced offensive attack, strong defensive effort. Overall, we're in charge of this game pretty much from the beginning. Player
That's
down.
good.
Medical staff
Couldn't see which offensive lineman it was. I believe it's an offensive lineman.
tending to a Good Counsel Falcon.
Well, you certainly hate to see anyone get dinged up here in the last 2 minutes of a game that
Yeah.
might be getting away here.
There's only so much you can do when you take your starting running back and he starts the game, plays the majority of it at the quarterback position. It's asking a lot of a young man to do something completely different. That's probably not his, top skill set. It limits you as to, a lot of the things that you wish you could do offensively. And as well as they were playing in the beginning of the game, between the 20s is where that really hurts you to move the ball. And then you had, penalties and some things that really kind of disrupted the rhythm or any rhythm they could get. And they were forced with a lot of third and long situations, which is tough to do when you don't have your starting quarterback.
It's good to see Nicholas Dowdell, the center, the senior center, be able to get off the field there.
Helped off like that.
With under 2 minutes to go, 3rd and 9. It's Colville hands it off to Handon, and he'll run up the center for a couple of yards. It'll bring up 4th down. Good Counsel send in the punt team. Jason Woods back to receive. Drew Wolven's kick.
We're back here next week, Ken.
Back here next week for homecoming. St. John's is homecoming. They'll be hosting Bishop McNamara High School. Don't have a score.
How do you feel about that as a McNamara alum?
I feel like it's going to be a lot of family for all of us today. It's Jason Woods. Makes 3 people miss. Now he's around the right side. He's working his way upfield.
Great individual effort by Woods.
Bishop McNamara is 6-0 to start the season. I believe they have a bye this week. And then they'll get their conference schedule underway by traveling to St. John's. We had DeMatha and Gonzaga last night. DeMatha pulling away from Gonzaga at the end of that game.
Closer than I thought. I thought Gonzaga's defense was very good. Made it very difficult. It was really a 6-0 game for the majority of the game until the very end, towards the 4th quarter, where Gonzaga was able to take a 7-6 lead, and then St. DeMatha too much in the end.
C.K. Blunt picking his way for a yard. And we're under a minute to go. Got to run at least one more play.
This game, if we see it again, especially if St. John's at full power, it's going to be a totally different game.
It will be, and also for no other reason than they've seen each other now. And these two coaches, as Blunt gets one last good forward momentum hit. And that'll do it here at St. John's. And these two teams may very well see each other again in about a month from now. And they'll be doing that on the backside of one of the best high school football schedules a conference can give anybody with the 5 teams that we're talking about.
They very well will see each other again. And you hope that St. John's is at full
Maximum
power
strength.
when they do, maximum strength. But Good Counsel, let's give credit where credit's due.
And
They
everyone,
came out
too,
here.
with Elijah Moore, of course.
That's right.
Back.
But Good Counsel comes out here and does a heck of a job, plays a full, complete game, and comes out with a big win on the road, which is very hard to do in the WCAC.
On behalf of First Amendment Sports, I'm Ken Meringolo. He's Tim Strachan.
He was.
He is still.
He still is.
He still is. On behalf of T and Kevin, we'll see you next week. Thanks for having us.